was like, I was bored, so I got cocaine. Young kids don't do cocaine, it's stupid.
Jay, what's happening today?
Oh mate, we're winging it completely. Second event at Planet Fitness Riga. We are up in the spin room, about to get into a podcast. Well, I say about to, fuck knows when, whenever they arrive, with Mr. Lee Priest. Special guest in Wales today. They're on a UK European tour, and Di from Planet has booked him for the seminar. So we've come together to work on it at Magic Eye Events, just like we did with the 𝘗𝘗𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺 one. Again, you know, without Di's support for this wouldn't be possible, so we both come together and get it done. So we've got a seminar 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. So I thought, well, while he's in town, let's get a podcast done. So Giles, who kind of runs the operation with the tour, is going to be joining me. So we're co-hosting. I believe this is going on muscular development as well. So me and Giles is just kind of coming together on it, and then we're both going to splash it out on the channel. So that's the crack basically, lads. Apart from that, mate, I have no idea what else is going on. We're just winging it. So perfect. There we go. Enjoy.
So everything's going to plan?
Oh yeah, swimmingly. It's 4:45 now. Should have started the podcast 45 minutes ago. They got here early, so they were catching train. They were getting into the local station at 25 to 4, and then they got to Bristol and thought, fuck that, they grabbed an Uber. So I think they've gone to Premier Inn. So we've just been chilling, having some food, talking some shit, slagging some people off, as we do. And then, so Di's just gone to get them now. So it's 4:45. So we're about an hour late. So I imagine we'll start recording in about 25 minutes. But I don't think it's going to be that long. And by the time we watch this, you would see that it wasn't that long. I reckon we'll have like 45 minutes out of him. But it's content, boys and girls, content.
So I'm sure I say stuff that upsets them, but
yeah,
it's like I'm only telling the truth. My sisters love children, but people can't really hate what I do. If I see them running around and playing up with my foot outside the trip over, being golden cops, I'm always jacking people off in the toilet or something. He was a champion, had a bit of fun.
Right, we've obviously got a special guest. First of all, I just want to say a massive thank you to Dave Jones. Obviously, if it wasn't for him, these events, these people would not be in Wales. So massive round of applause for Di, please. For those that don't know me, I'm Jay Davies, also known as Magic Eye, videographer in the fitness industry. So my network obviously is filming a lot of these guys that we bring it down. So without Di, that doesn't happen. So the next guest, I've just done a podcast with him. He does not bite his fucking tongue, and he also caught like 4 trains to get here. So he's warmed up. So a massive round of applause for the infamous Lee Priest.
I told a story, but it was a funny story. Well, I thought it was funny, she didn't, because it involved 2 of her friends that were identical twins. And I came home one day and she was upset. I'm like, what happened? She's like, oh, you know, such and such. I'm like, yeah, but you know the identical twins that look exactly the same, exactly. Oh, we finish our own sentences, blah, 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 blah. She's like, one of them died and that. I'm like, oh, that's sad. She's like, what, that's it? I said, well, they're your friends, not mine. I said, I don't feel anything. I said, and why should I? I said, they're identical twins. I said, look, you've seen my sister. She's 2 years older than me. If she dies, I'm never going to see her again. I said, your friend, all she has to do is look in the mirror and it's a fucking sister. So I'm walking down the street in the shop, look, there she fucking is again. You can talk to her, finish a sentence. I it's like I was bored, so I got cocaine. Young kids don't do cocaine, it's stupid. I was just bored sitting at home thinking, okay, I've trained, I've done this. What else is there to do on a Saturday night? Because I never go out. I think I've been to 4 nightclubs my whole life, so I bet I'd get some cocaine off my mate. So I get it and just sitting there and watching TV. Yeah, I think I might have been watching fucking The Price is Right or something. I'm like, this is boring. I felt a twitch happening. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm going to put porn on. So I put porn on the TV, start doing more, and now I'm yelling at the TV like she can hear me, you dirty fucking whore, take it. And I'm like, now I'm getting more aroused, so I'm like, well, I gotta take my pants off, of course, don't I? So take my pants off, sitting on the floor now, watching that, and yelling at the TV. And anyone that's done a lot of cocaine, don't put your hands up, don't incriminate yourself. You know her after a while. She starts going, "Rrr." Still feels tickly when you play with it, but it's soft as fuck. So I'm like, how can I fix this problem? I'm like, oh, fucking, I'm smart. I'll get the shoelace off my shoe, tied one end of my cock and stretched it out to the coffee table. So it's like one of those barbers when you're doing the, sharpening the blade on the lever. I'm just stroking it like that, yelling at the TV, and I see my cat out the corner of my eye sitting up on the counter. I'm like, you fucking judgmental prick, you. I'm like, I fucking feed you, don't you judge me. Then I turned back to the TV, I looked at the cat, look at the Coke, and I couldn't stop laughing because I said, if I fucking die right now, this is how my mother's going to find me. Tied with the cock to the coffee table. But I always said I blame my mother for my fucking warped mind, because I came home from school, I was about 7, and waxing had just come out. Like, now people know you put a little bit of wax on, you put a strip on, you rip it off. My mum got the wax and she melted a whole big pot, and she put wax from her hip all the way, covered her legs everywhere to her ankle. So I come home at 7 and she's sitting naked stuck to the kitchen floor, and I got to get an egg spatula to get her off the kitchen floor. So seeing your mum in that condition, and I'm trying to get her off the floor and then put her in that doesn't sound right, get my mum off with a spatula, does it? I guess if I'm from the Appalachians, that's what you do, but put her in the bath and she's trying to peel the wax off in the hot bath, and her legs were bleeding and stuff, so I blame her. Seeing that was a sight to behold. Not often you get to see where you come from. Focused on my training. I see young kids now, they've got to get their thing and say they're doing squats or something, they've got to, then they're getting it. Must be the right song because the head's going. That's it, that's the one to motivate me. But, if you take your phone and you're going to, even if you're looking for a song and you see you've got 5 messages, you're like, oh, I'll check the message. So it's just a distraction. Look, if you're a heart surgeon on call, I agree with it, but you don't need it. I found back then, without having it, people communicated more in the gym. You talk to someone, you go and spot someone. I was on the treadmill a few months ago, and a guy who probably in his 30s was doing dumbbell press. I could see he was struggling, but I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to get there in time. There's probably 4 younger kids standing around you with their earbuds in and that, and no one offered to help him or spot him because they're in their own little world. So I prefer when it was without it, there was more comradeship in the gym and people looking out for one another. If you saw someone needed a spot, you'd go help them. So today, I think they're just in the gym, just like I said, for their Instagram page to be influencers, and that's because I said, if you just want to go to the gym and train and have fun, take your phone. But if you want to get somewhere and be a top bodybuilder and that, you wouldn't see it in any other sport. You wouldn't see a boxer sparring in between rounds, sit in the corner and pull his phone out, or tennis play. You wouldn't see it in any sport. Good, you're in love, you have lots of sex, and she gets pregnant, and then you look beautiful, you're glowing and that, but you got to lie, of course. Everyone lies to her just to keep her happy, don't want to upset the baby. And then they have those baby showers and all the friends come around and lavish her with gifts, and she's, oh, look at me, happy. Then they go to the hospital and have the baby. Everyone comes to visit, and they're all happy in that. They go home for the week, and they're after with the baby, and they're still happy. Now this is where it sets in. After that, nobody wants to come around anymore because you got this crying cunt of a kid. You can't go to movies because the cunt of the kid's crying. You can't go on the plane because the kid's crying. And it's like, just builds up like that, and then you say, no wonder you're depressed. There you go. Dr. Lee worked it out for you all. If I'm out in public, it goes, oh my God, you're Lee Priest. I'm like, I'm just Lee. It's like, you're John, I'm Lee. But like, oh, you've done this. It's like, okay, I was a professional bodybuilder. Wow. It's like, you're a plumber. You're probably a great plumber, so I'm no better than you. So You know, but my mum was like, oh, we have to look at it like you change people's lives. And I'm like, how? I just tell stupid stories or, you know, but a lot of my stories are like from life experience when I was younger and tried to commit suicide a couple of times and that. And so I just tell these stories in a funny way, but then out of the blue or somebody, I always try and write back to as many people as I can, unless someone's like, what, steroid cycle? So on Instagram, sometimes I might just see something like, fuck, that's a big long one. I'm like, fuck, I haven't got time to read it. But then I start reading it, and it might be like they're depressed or this or that. So I read it, reply back, and never think nothing of it. But then a couple of years later, I'll hear back and say, I just want to thank you. You know, you saved me. I was going to kill myself, and now I'm married, got kids and that. So it's funny how you can affect people's lives with not even knowing it. So I appreciate that part of it. But in all general, like I said, I just find it weird because I hate people with egos, whether it be movie stars or other athletes and that, because we're all the same. So I've always just been me, and if just being me helps people, and that's a good thing. So I don't know if you learn anything from me, you're just as fucked up as me. So.
What's happening? So we are after the event, meet and greet. It was rammed in it. I didn't expect that. I walked down the stairs, I looked out and I was like, fuck, I've got to talk in front of all these. But it was good. I think saw a few spare chairs in there, but to be honest, there was a few standing up at the back as well. So a full sellout. Very well done to Lee. Very well done to Die. And now everyone is just queuing for a meet and greet where they get to get a picture and obviously some stuff signed as well. We've got some merch on sale, t-shirts, shakers, posters. And it was well received, I think. Glasgow, only a few cool stories. Some of those stories I would have preferred out on the podcast if they turned up on time, but we only had like 40 minutes or something. So it was good what we had, and yes, job well done. So we're just hanging around now, making sure everything else runs smoothly, and then we can get off to bed. Go on.
What was your favourite podcast moment with Lee?
I don't think I can say, can I?
Yes, you can.
My favourite podcast moment. The abuse to Giles was, you know, pretty good. But then it was just, it wasn't like one instance of like favouritism. It was just the common thing that he carried on saying, which was absolutely anything that came to his fucking mind. Even if it was the most absurd racial slur you've ever heard. Like, that's not what the podcast is about, that's not what I'm about. But it was just the fact that he fucking said it and didn't give a fuck. Because he knows it's going out. I'm not going to edit it out, I'm leaving it in. So, my favourite part was him just not giving a fuck.
And what was your favourite story that he told in the seminar?
The favourite story about the seminar? I mean, his mother being covered in fucking wax, and he had to fucking get it.
The shoestring story.
I mean, the shoestring was good, like, but getting his mother off the floor with a fucking spatula, that's something special. That you can't, like, these stories he says, they're fucking absurd, but they're so absurd you couldn't even make them up. Right, that is the end of the day. There's onto the last couple of people waiting for their pictures and stuff, but that was awesome. It was great to see the turnout for, I'm going to say Welsh bodybuilding, but it wasn't Welsh bodybuilding because Lee's from fucking Australia, but it was good to see the turnout from Welsh bodybuilding to come and support the gym and obviously the athlete that we had on board, myself, Di. So thank you to everyone that did come through. You know, I know, like, the idea for this one was to put it on free for members, to give something back to the members of Planet Fitness. So I know it was like, oh, we came for free anyway, but it's not about that. It's about you turned up. And hopefully you enjoyed it. And for the guys that weren't members that came through and paid their money for their tickets, thank you very much. This isn't going to be like the last one. The plan is to do 2 more potentially, so 3 in total. Definitely 1 more. If you've watched any of my content, I have dropped names here and there of athletes that I want to bring down, but they will be announced well in advance, so you'll all know about it. I can't guarantee whether it'll be free for members or, you know, pay tickets for non-members. That depends on how much the fucking athlete charges us. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. I said I wasn't going to say that anymore, but I said it. Take it back now. But thanks for watching. Peace.